crude oil, like we said, 116.60 here right now. We worked our way up into that 119, 120 area. I suppose there's a cluster of levels up top there. There's 2.6 up there. I don't see any top here. So anyway, it's gonna, and if anything, look at this profile. The way this profile looks here, I actually think that we're probably, I mean, hell, you can probably even just drag it all the way down here. You can see, relatively speaking, there wasn't that much interest there. But if we drag that off of the POC, well, there you go. There's so I would not be surprised. $150. That's probably very realistic. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the old high was like 145 or something. So if anything, that makes perfect sense. Oh, maybe I have to do it off of this one. Yeah. So what the hell's that high there? Whatever that high there is. That high, yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that, son of a gun. 147. So my hunch is, and you know that this is a really good lesson for all of you guys. When you now see a market that looks like that, and this is like on a long-term basis, you see a market that looks like that, what should you tell yourself? Well, thank you, Megan. You nailed it. VTOPs, by definition, they have to be tested. It's sort of like, you don't really even have a real uh, uh, debate, if you will, about a level until you actually have the level established. And then it's this part of the debate that actually defines whether this is really a top or resistance. If whoever put the top in up here comes in and continues to sell and stops this test, then you know for certain this is a level. I mean, for lack of a better term. And then conversely, on the downside, right, if somebody comes in and supports the market above this level, well, then you know that actually that's a level as well. And now you have an established trading range. I might even argue that at this point right here, you might find that, yeah, somebody came in just because the market was so egregiously overbought. And actually, the market just simply ran out of buyers. But you might find on second blush, when we go up and test that level, we just blast right through it. And the irony of it all, of course, is that now the math starts to take over. So, off of whatever the original base is, let's say the base was here, we can start doing things like extension levels. So, that is that kind of talk for level oneers and understanding things like parking garages, which is nothing more than just this trading range to the next trading range. Very normal, business as usual. And then things like usually along the way, the market moves in a harmonic pattern. This might be a little too deep, but maybe you get the idea. So, what is it? 127s? Is it 1.618s? Usually those ABCDs. And then, of course, this is the bot setup. So, if you want to trade this, we think things like bullish bots. Like so. Oops. No. Let's flip that around. So we're trying to hunt our entry in here, looking for that move up top. Sometimes these bullish bot setups can go, they can be, instead of just regular ABCDs, they can be what are called alt ABCDs, where you, instead of stopping here, you actually stop here or here. Very normal. So that's basically the definition of sort of a trending market state. Then, of course, like we said previously, of late, and this has been the gift that the universe has taught me over the past few years, is we can start applying things like chaos theory on the right hand side of the W, which starts to paint targets like this 2.618, 4.669s, and ultimately 877s. And the interesting thing about this, folks, I know it's going to freak you out, but I totally believe it, is does it not make sense? And actually, well, actually, no, maybe they did this on purpose so that wouldn't play out. But with this anomaly here, actually, no, I can't really comment on bullish chaos theories here. If anything, the move to this such a massive negative number probably just hit the reset button on all of these sort of mathematical relationships. I could definitely see something like that following this event. So hit the reset button and start drawing your foggies. What a big surprise! Here we are. But there's a 2.618 off of this range and 877, and that's basically where we stopped before. And of course, if this thing really gets going, 4669, there's a 1688 way up there. I sure hope that doesn't get hit. Probably like this 877, I think. Yeah, there's 877 way up there, $260. So I guess the question ultimately is, where do we stall this thing out? I don't see any top here yet. If anything, what we really want to see, if you do believe that this is a top, is we got to see rejection in the reload zone here. So, there is your reload zone. So we're coming into that level. What we'd really like to see is, oops, oh, I got rid of it. Let's try that again. There, yeah. So candle body highs or trade location. This should be a pretty interesting level. That was 121.33. Like I said, we got as high as 119.98. So 78.6. You know how much Brian loves that. Be interesting to see if this is like a foggy off of lower time frame charts, something along those lines. Go chaos. Oh, interesting. So according to this consolidation, we're going to go right up and tag the high and probably run the stops on these old people up top here. 130.5. Of course, there is that 877 we made reference to earlier. So somewhere up here, you got to see at the very least some sort of 3-bar fractal, like this. If you got see this 3-bar fractal, boom, 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 nice little topping bar here, move through that low, bear market, boom, down we go. Put in a 3-bar bullish fractal, basically a double bottom, away we go.